Yeah, rise to the top. Do you believe what you can achieve? Y'all said trust in me.
Shalom, shalom, brothers and sisters. This is Brother Yosef. I want to come back to you with another video today, encouraging you to forsake the foolish and live. All right. Many of us have been guilty of being able to spend hours, days, over and over again and throughout periods of times, weeks, sometimes months, trying to drill information into people, trying to almost force people to receive information about the Most High, about wisdom, okay? And people really do not see the value of this hidden treasure. So I want to be able to share a couple scriptures with you today, in this short video, to be able to help encourage you, all right, to get on your journey and not to waste your valuable time that the Most High has given you, the Most High has given myself, the Most High has given all of us on people that do not want to value this hidden treasure, which is also the tree of life, which is also a fountain of life that continues to water us and help us to be trees that bear fruit. All right, so let's go into the scriptures though. I'm gonna start off with this right here. It says right here in Proverbs chapter 14 and verse 7, it says, "Go from the presence of a foolish man, when thou perceivest not in him the lips of knowledge." So the scripture is telling us right off the top that we need to go. I mean, when we talking to someone and they don't want to receive this wisdom, they do not want to value this, in precious treasure that we have, it's only so long that we're supposed to spend with these individuals before the scripture says, go from their presence. The scripture says that we are to go from the presence of a foolish man. What we want to do is we want to continue to argue back and forth. We want to continue to debate over and over again. You see it on Facebook all the time. It seems like some people, they just wake up every single morning with a new topic to debate. Really, it's just about the same 4 or 5 or 6 topics over and over again. But, they're looking for a debate. They're looking to, cause contentions and strife. All right. So with those individuals, if you want to plant your seed, and if people don't really want to, give heed to the words you're trying to share, you got to reevaluate what you're sharing. Or if you are sharing the truth, all right, they just don't want to hear it, you have to forsake those people and live. All right, we see that over and over again in the book of Proverbs, where it tells us to forsake the foolish and live. And I want to be able to go to another scripture though, real quick. All right, Proverbs chapter 23 and verse number 9. It says, "Speak not in the ears of a fool, for he will despise the wisdom of your words." All right, so if you are speaking into the ears of a fool, this is a person that's stuck on folly. This is the individual that do not want to better themselves. This is the individual that do not want to study the word and get into the Torah of wisdom. These are individuals that are okay with just being in the current state that they're in. All right, it says, do not speak your wisdom in the ears of that fool. What we try to do is, I'm guilty of it myself, we want to continue to speak to fools this wisdom. And as you go through some of the previous messages, you will be able to see that wisdom is not manifest unto many. You will see that wisdom, has to choose those who it wants to dwell among. You will see some of the things that you have to do to become wise, and it is a process. Some people, they want to relate it to the story of Solomon when he's just prayed and asked for wisdom. And yes, you see that in his situation. You see that in the book of James, where it said, if any man lack wisdom, ask the Most High, he will give it liberally. I understand that, okay? I understand that you can just ask and the Most High can give it to you right off the top. But I'm telling you this, more than likely, you are going to have to go through a trial process to see if you are worthy of this valuable treasure. All right, so do not speak in the ears of a fool, because they're going to despise the wisdom of your words. Have you ever been around individuals and you was trying to give wise counsel? You tried to drop some knowledge, and we understand knowledge and wisdom are two different. They go hand in hand, but they are different. But maybe you was giving some wisdom, or maybe you was giving some knowledge. And because it came from you, they did not want to hear it. All right, because the wisdom came from you, and you're the one that didn't have a full gray beard. You're the one that's not 75 or 60 years old. So they don't feel like they can receive it from you. A lot of times our parents are in that category. They look at us and we're coming into this knowledge. We've been waking up, we've been studying, we've been reading, we've been researching, we've been fasting, we've been praying. But because we came from them, they want to look at it as if we don't know anything, and they despise the wisdom of our words. Sometimes your best friend, sometimes your closest acquaintance, sometimes your co-worker, they can despise the wisdom of your words. And the scriptures is telling you right here, you need to walk away from those individuals. So I'm trying to give you some real quick wisdom according to the scriptures today, so that you don't continue to be wasting your time. You spent 10 minutes talking to that one individual when you could have used 9 of those minutes going out and planting seeds and talking to other individuals. That's another good note for you as well. If you don't have information to share, it'd be good to get you some flyers printed up. It'd be good to get you some, scriptures printed up, so that you could plant some seeds out here every day. Try to talk to someone. All right, but even as you're out here planting these seeds on a continual basis, on a daily basis, all right, you have to understand who is trying to receive this truth and who don't want no parts of it. And the people that do not want any parts of it, you have to continue to let them go on a journey. We look at the scriptures and Yahushua Mashiach, which we're going to be talking about some of his wisdom here real shortly. But I don't really see him begging people to hear his wisdom. It was like he spoke in parables. You had to get the hidden meaning behind it, okay? You had to be one of those individuals that wisdom was dealing with for you to be able to understand what he was even saying. And for those of us that continue to draw closer to the Most High, then he reveals things in a plainer form, then having to go through dark speeches and dark sayings and things of that nature. All right, so let's go to another book in the Torah of wisdom. All right, now I don't mean for this study to be too long, just something for you to chew on today, something for you to bite on as you go through this day, so that you don't continue to waste your time, okay? Time is valuable. The Most High has given each and every one of us just a small amount of time here on this earth that we're living in. And, those are some of the greatest regrets that I have, is how I spent my time in the past. I could have done way more things. I could have impacted way more people. I could have saved a whole lot more money if I just would have knew these wisdom principles, 10 to 15 years ago. All right, but I can't go back then. You can't go back as well. But what you can do is implement the Torah of wisdom in your life today. All right, we can't go back. We can't throw a pity party over what happened in the past, but we can change our current circumstances due to the wisdom and knowledge that we, apply on our day-to-day walk. So let's continue, though. Ecclesiasticus, the book of Sirach, chapter 27 and verse 12. It said, "If thou be among the indiscreet, observe the time, but continually be among men of understanding." So the scripture is telling us, the wisdom nugget is telling us, if we're among the indiscreet, observe the time. All right, some of us have, you got people that go back and forth about, they're making videos about, should you go over a family member's house on these pagan holidays, on Thanksgiving, on Christmas, and all these things. You have some people that are saying, yes, you should, just so that you can go and be a light to your family. You have other people that are saying, don't go at all. But for those of you that do decide to go, all right, I went a time or two. It wasn't to clobber down no turkey. It wasn't to take no gifts, none of that. All right, I ate before I came, but I came to shed a light. And then it was someone there that was able to see me at that event. And out of all the people in the family, they looked and they said, man, you look different than everybody else in here. So that was just to show that the Most High's light was shining through me at that point in time. All right, so I just want to continue to tell you that if you're among indiscreet individuals, you have to be careful. All right, and be careful if you go to a gathering, even amongst our own people. All right, I'm not just even talking about the pagan gatherings. Be careful about when you're around our people. All right, individuals that say they keep the laws, they keep the statutes, they keep the commandments. You gotta be careful around them as well, because those individuals, instead of being casual, instead of being moderate, some of these people, they go overboard and they go to a whole different level of exposing themselves, of the way they dress, the way they speak, the way they talk, and all those things. What they will do in return, they're going to rub off on you. All right, so one more time, if you're among indiscreet individuals, discreet individuals, they care about what they say, they care about their actions, they care about what they say, how it can affect individuals, they care about what they dress, how people are going to perceive them, how people are going to discern them. These are indiscreet of individuals. So it said, if you be among the indiscreet, observe the time. Observe how much time you are spending around them. Observe the time. And the scripture says, and continually be among men of understanding. Those are the individuals that you're supposed to be seeking after. Those are the individuals that you should be trying to get this hidden treasure from. Those that are of an understanding heart. These are elders, emas, mothers. All right, some of you women, you seek after, be praying to the Most High that He sends you a mother, someone that has experience, someone that has age. All right, if you're around these individuals, the scripture says you could wear the door of their step. That means you could be around these individuals as long as you possibly can. But for those individuals that do not want to hear this truth, that do not want to know about the Most High, do not want to know about wisdom, the Torah of wisdom, want to know about His laws and statutes and commandments, this is what you got to do to those people.